On Wednesday of this week, Estonia announced that it was introducing a complete ban on imports of Russian liquefied natural gas from the 1st of January next year. I wonder what more you would like to see from President Trump at this point, because, he said he will do more on sanctions if Europe does more on cutting off those purchases of Russian oil and gas.
Of course, we see clearly that the sanctions are working. So this is why we need to increase the pressure on Russia with the sanctions, and also at the same time to increase the military assistance to Ukraine. So these two measures will definitely help Ukraine to win the war, and to put Russia into the position that they need to come behind the negotiation table and to talk with Ukraine and to find the solution. Because definitely when we talk about different sanctions, then one is the first sanctions we have in place, different, like 18 packages already in Europe. But the other thing is also, can we put secondary sanctions? Because we still see that many, let's say, even the Shahed or Garan drones, there are components coming from the Western countries. So this is why I believe that we need to have better control what we are sending through different channels, through the third countries, and how the third countries are sending these components to Russia. So there is a lot to do. Also the shadow fleet, because shadow fleet is a huge problem here in the Baltic Sea and Finnish Gulf. Not only from the military point of view that Russia can get more money from this, but also from an environmental point of view, because most of these vessels are very old and in a very bad condition.
But just coming back to the US position and the idea of sequencing, if President Trump is saying he'll do more, the US will do more on sanctions against Russia once European countries cut off those purchases of Russian oil and gas, do you think that lets President Putin, lets Russia off the hook in the meantime? Because, not every country in Europe is in that position yet where it's saying that it's going to stop those purchases.
Of course, we would like to see that most of the European countries will not buy the gas or oil from Russia. But also we understand that at the end of the day, it's each country's decision. And I really hope that also the United States will do its own decisions based on the real situation on the battlefield and how we can help Ukraine. Because when you take also the Lindsey Graham bill regarding the sanctions, then it is a very good bill. It has many supporters on the Hill, and I really do hope that they can find quick solutions here, because this will really help Ukraine in their fight for their freedom.
So in terms of what the next 12, 24 hours, perhaps the week ahead looks like from Estonia, give us a sense of what you will be doing, what the government will be doing, what sort of conversations you hope to be having with NATO allies.
Well, we already started that. I've been in the close contact also with the UK Secretary of Defense, with the Finnish Minister, with our Baltic allies and Baltic friends. And we will continue that. Tomorrow, our Parliament Defense Committee and Foreign Affairs Committee will convene. So we have many actions in place. Of course, the military is working very intensively also on that. What we can have additionally in this new option called the Eastern Sentry, because we all understand, as I said, that the eastern flank has to be secured. And we will work very intensively. And also we have already made some decisions locally here domestically, what we can do regarding the drone attacks, regarding the defense capabilities against the drones, interceptor drones, also bringing home experience from the Ukrainian battlefield. So there are many things in the process, but still looking at the moment what we can do in NATO, then these consultations based on the Article 4 are much needed.
And who do you think, finally, if you would, who do you think that the key message was for, that was being delivered by Russia today? Was it for Estonia? Was it for Europe? Was it for President Trump?
Well, we've seen throughout the years that Russia doesn't accept or respect the international law. They've been violating our airspace for many times previously, and of course we see that now started to also send drones to Poland. So, of course, we need to still wait for the official investigation. But when you have 20 drones on one territory, it's very difficult to believe that this was an accident.